following is a production of Watlington Shires and Pierce Productions.
Hey there, Rough Rider fans. Welcome back to the Meeks Show. Normally, we're at the pizzeria. It's a mighty fine place to be, but tonight, pizzeria will supply the pie. But the coach gets on his horse, goes by Sabine State Bank, and takes everyone to the add-on of the house. Step on inside. The coach left the lights on for you. We'll talk about the Brownsboro win, the Center High School band's trip to the state contest. We'll talk to Dr. Morris about building the house and to Hiram Harrison about what we're going to do in it while the coach oversees it all. Sabine State Bank and Pizzeria invites you to another evening with the coach at the new house.
So many things get started at Pizzeria. You start your party off with a pizza from the pizzeria. You get your celebration started. You get your season started. For a lot of us, our passion with pizza started at the pizzeria, a tradition since 1960s. It's the Pizzeria just off the square in Center.
Go.
Hello. Welcome to the Coach Rick Meeks Show. And sitting right next to me is Coach Rick Meeks. Last week, we did your whole show without you. We did the coach show.
Right. Yeah.
But it was good to have you back.
Yes, sir.
Over there, Stephen Shires, the counselor. Larry, come on, Ref Pierce is not available tonight. He's doing a game. In fact, by now he's doing a playoff game. 2A girls game over in Tenaha, so we will be without him for today, but welcome to the big program. Coach, we got high school basketball playoffs underway. Our team is one game away from that. We've got Coach Harrison to talk about that in detail, but just a little bit of your perspective as the coach that isn't the coach. Mm-hmm. You impressed with the boys?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Love watching them compete. I thought we did a really good job Friday night against Hudson at home. Great atmosphere, by the way, with everybody that came out. Thought the kids played really well. I was telling Coach a second ago just how, impressed I was with us playing defensively, limiting them to only one shot of possession. So we did a really good job on the defensive boards, especially all the way into the fourth quarter. Mm-hmm. But our kids played really hard. I thought we did some really good things Friday, but that's the part of it I enjoy. I let them stress over the X's and O's. I like to sit back and just watch our kids compete and, just that overall mindset of the athletic department.
That is kind of – you're the godfather.
I don't know about all that.
But whose idea was it to include the little dribblers?
That would have been all Coach Harrison.
All right, well, then we'll visit with him about that.
Yes, sir.
But what a great idea.
Absolutely. Brings a lot of energy in there. Just the kids in general. They've got it bottled up from school all day, so them being in there alone just really changed the atmosphere. And then, of course, everything Jesse brings to the table with his lights and his music, and really cool atmosphere Friday night. Yeah. I thought our players fed off of that very well.
Sure. Enough so that in the second quarter – Hudson hit a field goal in the first minute, and they didn't hit another shot until 2 seconds left.
Yes.
I mean, talk about defensive energy.
Right.
So today's Monday. Tomorrow, Center goes to Madisonville, but teams are coming to Center, right?
They are.
To use the facility.
We're hosting Timpson and Sherino girls by-district game.
When was the last time we hosted a basketball playoff?
I don't think we've had one since I've been here, so it's been longer than 4 years.
Yeah. When we got in the new gym, I thought, oh, this is beautiful. Mm-hmm. People are we've built it, they will come.
Right.
But it wasn't very long after we built ours that the new style gym where you look down and the true arena
started coming around.
Yeah, they came into vogue, and no one wanted to do.
Right.
So this is neat that we're hosting.
Yes, sir.
What do you have to do to get prepared for that? I mean, I know you'll need to be up on it because you're the athletic director, but what all goes into that?
Well, I mean, the first and foremost is coaches willing to help to where we can truly host the teams as they show up. Your normal workers are going to go into it, whether it's your administrators and tickets and things like that. But then there's a handful of coaches that then we push to the team, so they have kind of a team administrator to where we can escort them, take care of them, because we want to open the facility up well in advance to where they actually get about a 30-minute shoot-around practice. Then one team goes off, the other one comes on. They get about a 30-minute shoot-around practice. So there's about an hour and 10 minutes once you talk about transition, and then they're off, and then they get to start their pregame warm-up and then into the game. So, need an extra, 5 to 6 coaches willing to help so we can actually help the experience, because now you're talking about playoffs. So you want it to be, for one of those teams, this is going to be it. So you want it to be more than just the venue. You want everything. You want to help them in every way you can. That way it's memorable. Also, too, you want teams to either talk about how they were treated, or next year, hey, we want to go back there because of the way, the way things were done. So we have a first-class facility, so we want to make sure we treat everybody that way as well. So
you have 2 places you'd have to be as a result. Which one will you have to go to, or want to go to? Where will your attention be required?
I wanted to go to Madisonville, but I will. I'll have to be here to help with that. We also have 2 other home events. So I guess for that reason, we have boys soccer at home, girls softball plays at home, and we're hosting the event. So I'll have another coach in the Coliseum that'll kind of be able to be there the whole time to where I can kind of roam around the 3. But we want to make sure that event runs smoothly for those 2 teams. And
Sure.
I wonder how you could possibly keep up with how the Riders are doing in Madisonville.
I think my 2 guys right here, right?
You got your.
We'll be there.
Yeah.
I'd forgotten that. Yeah, that's helpful.
Should be able to fall back on old Trusty right here, right?
Yeah, and you have I assume that you have a little television in your phone. Yeah, that's where you can find us. Soccer has a game. Where are they? Is it
They're
district
at
time
home
yet?
versus Kilgore.
Is that district this year?
It is.
Yeah, okay.
It is. So Kilgore's currently in second. Pine Tree beat them, which we lost to Pine Tree last week. So Pine Tree sitting at first, us and Kilgore sitting right there at second. So it's a big matchup for us tomorrow night.
Is this the 3rd game, 4th game? They're pretty early, right?
No. We only played 1 non-district game. Our district is of 11 schools, so we've got 20 district games.
It's not a game. It's a match.
Sorry.
It's a match.
It's a district match.
Have you not seen
Kilgore.
the Super Bowl commercial? Where they talked about
No.
where Orlando Bloom and
Yeah, I saw it, but I didn't hear it.
Oh.
Where I watched the Super Bowl, as soon as the commercial started, they muted it so that we could talk.
I really think this is the last game of the first round because we've already played Tenaha. We play them again Friday, so we beat Tenaha, we beat Tatum, we beat Carthage, we beat Sabine. Spring Hill does not have a team.
So we beat them.
We beat Henderson.
Okay.
We've lost to Pine Tree. Now we got Kilgore.
So Kilgore
somewhere in
and
there.
there are 2 teams with 1 losses.
Yes.
1 loss.
well, traditionally Kilgore
That's the one we gotta win.
Is a big game.
But
Big team.
for those of you who are just kind of half paying attention, did you just hear that was the district center? Pine Tree, Tenaha. Where else and what else? I understand why, but just at first blush, that's just kind of.
I still don't. I know why. I don't understand why. I still don't see why UIL needs to expand. It really wouldn't affect us, but it would affect Tatum and Tenaha and Sabine and those schools. They should have at least a 3A conference. Maybe we don't have 2A soccer, but you could at least have 3A soccer. and get some of that, because it makes 0 sense for Tenaha to be playing Pine Tree. 0.
In anything, really.
Correct. I mean, if they chose to in non-district, then that's
Sure.
their thing.
Absolutely.
But I don't think they should be forced to have to.
In academics, if you had a Tenaha team debating the Pine Tree
Right.
people for district, there
Right.
would be blood and screaming and wailing.
Right.
That's crazy, crazy, crazy.
Yes, sir.
And softball is still, I guess, it's
First game tomorrow.
Oh, that's the
so
first
it's-
game of the pre-district season.
Yes, it's been scrimmages up to this point. So their first game is tomorrow. Same with baseball. Baseball's been all scrimmages. They have one more this week, and then they'll have their first game next week. So
Great. Well, we were talking. We would love to have next week. Certainly, Coach G, if it works out.
all right.
But some of those other coaches, if they're not, if it's busy. But if we'd love to start
Perfect.
highlighting their seasons as they get ready to start. Well, this guy's busy. He's got stuff to do even tonight, you might imagine. So I'm afraid the Coach Meeks show is going to lose Coach Meeks when we go to break. But it's okay. We got the man, Hiram Harrison, who has a playoff game tomorrow. We'll talk lots to him about that. You are enjoying the Coach Meeks show live from the Pizzeria, brought to you by Sabine State Bank. We'll be right back. So what do you get with Sabine State Bank? Well, Steve Waters and his staff, they know you. They know you by name. And they celebrate the successes when they finance your dreams. But Sabine State Bank is also a fully modern bank with 24-hour online access to your accounts and services ranging from teller services to some of banking's more complicated things. Looking for a place to grow? It's Sabine State Bank.
Excuse me, sir. Could you help me with something? Sure. What can I help you with? No, my wife, she wants my bathroom to change. She says it's a little too plain. Unfortunately, if it can't be done with a hammer, I don't know what to do. Well, could I ask, where do you live? Well, usually in a house, but sometimes in the truck from time to time. No, what city? Center, Texas. It's not in the center, though. No problem. In Center, Texas, people call Ricky Andrews Construction for all their construction needs. Sandy Cox is a good State Farm agent. Just ask Drake. He knows. State Farm agents in general are pretty cool, but Sandy Cox has the answers to your questions. Like, what's best for me, for my kids, for my business, for my farm? For all of us in Shelby County, those questions can be answered at Sandy Cox State Farm. Batters Law Firm is your first choice in personal injury law. Jeff Batters and his staff lead the way in the area with best of Nacogdoches and best of Lufkin votes over the last several years. If your case matters, it's got to be Batters. Welcome back. It's the Pizzeria, and this is Hiram Harrison, who is enjoying pizza. I'm going to give him a second to get rid of that pizza. Sabine State Bank brings us the program, but JBA Financial brings us our coach talk. Anytime we're talking to a coach, whether it's a game or a talk show or a banquet, sometimes when I'm just talking to them in the street, it's brought to you by John Black and Associates, the investment house right next to Brookshire's. Good folks, and I've done business with them since really my first year as a professional, about 1991. So it's a relationship that I know well and value. JBA Financial brings you the coach talk. And here's a coach right here, Coach Hiram Harrison.
Thanks for having me.
It's always good to have you. Always good.
Thank you.
I mean, going back to Friday, I don't know what the most amazing thing was. I mean that we completely dominated Hudson.
Yeah.
Which is because normally those are close games.
Right.
We win a good chunk of them, but oftentimes they are
Nip and tuck.
Nip and tuck. But it wasn't nip and tuck Friday night. And then the bigger surprise is we did that without old number 0 playing.
Right.
Without Tim taking the 1 second.
Well, he's very upset, but he's we trying to nurse him back. He took a spill versus Palestine and still kind of dinged up, but he'll be back tomorrow. And
Okay.
I don't think he's 100% yet, but he wants to get out there and compete. He's a competitor.
Yeah, that's what they do.
Yep.
And it's a pretty big game. But before we talk future, like tomorrow, what happened with y'all? I mean, it's kind of like the Super Bowl. I'm not surprised Philadelphia won, but taking them to school and taking their lunch money, that surprised me. Same way with you and Hudson. A lot of things had to go right. Talk a little bit about that.
Well, a lot of things went right. We played excellent defense the first 3 quarters. I think we gave up 21 points the fourth quarter, and that was kind of disappointing. But by that time, we were up 30, I believe, and we just allowed them one shot and one possession, one shot. So we got the rebound, we ran and got some easy baskets, and got comfortable shooting. And, that's how that lead expanded.
Right, and I was so impressed with what seemed to me to be offensive patience. There wasn't a whole lot of running down, taking a quick shot. It was they set up, they passed, they waited for it to happen, and then they made the shot.
Right. Well, Tim's a different kind of guy. He can go create some shots and get his own shots, and TJ can get his shots, but those other guys, I tell them, I say, we run the offense for you guys, to get you some points. We know Tim and TJ can get their points, and Tim wasn't out there, and TJ did a good job, orchestrating the offense, and he did a great job, and we got some good looks.
And statistically, I went back and reviewed it with Retina. I mean, from an efficiency standpoint, TJ was the player of the game. I mean, we picked Tiki and Ja because and Tiki he was right there, right with TJ. But TJ had a huge game.
He did. He's been solid all year, and Tiki's been solid. All those guys just competing, trying to get better, trying to push each other to get better, and we'll see tomorrow how we look.
Bush had as good a game as I've seen him. He wasn't just three-point shooting. He was pushing and playing defense and all that.
Yeah, he got a couple of cheap fouls. I thought the refs kind of fouled him out, but he just got to learn to kind of let some of that stuff go and come back the next time and get the steal. But he's playing well right now, and I'm proud of him as well.
Yeah, the officiating was interesting. At times they would just let the guys maul each other. The other times if you breathe on them hard, you get a foul. I mean, so it was hard to figure out what philosophy they were going to do that night. It's not get changed.
Yeah, that is frustrating when it happens like that. So, all right, Hudson's in the rearview mirror. We have one game left. Madisonville, still kind of a mystery to me. The game they beat us by 1 point. Odd circumstances all around.
Well, they shot 80% from three-point land,
which I assume
it was only a 1-point game. Was a testament.
I assume that's their MO. Are they an outside shooting team?
They shot well that night. I don't know what happened. Normally they don't shoot that well.
Really?
But, they like to get up and press you and get a lot of their points off of steals. And I think we only turned it over 11 times, but they got 8 points off of those 11 steals. And, they got they got 8 offensive rebounds, and they scored 10 points off of those 8. So we look at that. We looked at that today while we were watching film, and if you look at it, we contributed 21 points to their 80. Well, no, it wasn't. I don't even know what the score was. 67, 68. But we contributed 21 points to their 68 points. So
a third of it was.
We'll be better tomorrow.
And they played Bullard, a very close game. Bullard won, but it was a 3 or 4 point game, and I just assumed that was oranges playing oranges, shooting team against a shooting team. But I don't really know. I feel like I can classify all the teams but Madisonville.
Well, we're gonna classify them as a shooting team as well because they shot well versus us and shot well versus Bullard. But we just got to go in there tomorrow and play our game. I think we gave them some points that normally we don't give up, but I feel good about going into Madisonville tomorrow, and we just got to come out victorious.
Is there one key that's more important than the others?
Again, we just got to eliminate second chance shots. turnovers, second chance shots being, long rebound. They're going to shoot the three, so that's going to be a long rebound.
Okay.
They like to pressure you after the rebound, and we gave up some balls that way. But we just got to take care of the ball, and that's kind of stuff we went over today and talked about it during the period. Watch film and see what we can get better at.
Is this about as far as you ever travel for a district game?
Yes, because when I first got here, Crockett was in our district. Now we're going past Crockett.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
35 more miles.
Wave at Crockett.
Yeah. But this is the furthest.
It's nutty, and it's on Tuesday. Congratulations.
It's on Tuesday.
Enjoy your Wednesday morning. Well, that's the scouting the game. When we come back, we'll talk about what the game means and how it all helps us bring into focus what may or may not be the playoff picture. Before we go, I want to say thank you to the folks that are always, we've talked about them every year that we've done live streaming, two of them, Ace Hardware and Covington Lumber, our Rough Rider sponsors all season long, regardless of what we're doing. Center Tire joined that team today and this year, and we are very proud of that. As we go to break, our sponsor of the week is Elite Hair Design. We talk Elite Hair all season during our halftime break, and so this is about halftime of the show now. So take care of your hair and all of those kinds of things at Elite Hair Design right there on Foster Street. We'll hear from them and some others, and we'll be back.
So many things get started at Pizzeria. You start your party off with a pizza from the pizzeria. You get your celebration started. You get your season started. For a lot of us, our passion with pizza started at the pizzeria, a tradition since 1960s. It's the Pizzeria just off the square in Center.
Hope Community Medicine is a nonprofit faith initiative with a primary mission of providing quality health care to the people of East Texas, regardless of race, religion, socioeconomic status, or ability to pay. At Hope Community Medicine, they want to be the leading deep East Texas care provider recognized for their outstanding patient care, innovative technologies, programs, and medicines, as well as a highly motivated and distinguished staff. Hope Community Medicine, founded in faith, focused on family.
It's the Rick Meeks Show with Hiram Harrison, brought to you by Sabine State Bank. We're right here at Pizzeria where we usually are, and we've talked about Madisonville. It's the district finale, going all the way to the must. I mean, have we ever played a game in there? A playoff game or anything? Are you familiar?
We played them. We played them several years ago, and we beat them pretty good over there.
Okay, well, maybe that mojo will follow us. But what does it all mean? There's two discussions this year. There's the district championship, which is the goal, but it's not the practical list that you're on. It's the district championship, first, second, third, and fourth. But then there's two playoff brackets that are going to come from that, and based on school population. And as well I understand it, we are the third smallest school in our district. We're
third smallest school in the playoff.
Yeah.
Because, you got Bullard up there with the top numbers, and Hudson got big numbers, and then it's us, and then it's Madisonville.
Madisonville's smaller than us.
Yes, and I couldn't believe that when I first heard that.
Yeah, either. Because they have a Buc-ee's.
The city's bigger.
Yeah, they got a Buc-ee's. But that's just for people passing through. Nobody lives there, I guess.
I guess not. And you've seen their football stadium.
Yeah.
It's like, who'd they build this for?
Yeah, it's nice.
Who's coming to these games?
And the facility, the basketball facility is nice. And, they got nice facilities over there.
Yeah. Rusk is smaller than us in our district. And then everybody else is larger. Palestine, had they made the playoffs, they're bigger than us.
That would have went.
So the only way we would go big school is if Rusk and Madisonville were in the playoffs.
We're in playoffs.
So that didn't happen with Rusk anywhere close.
No.
So what's at stake district championship-wise, see if I have this right. If we were to beat Madisonville and Hudson, who got inspired after we beat them to play their best game against Bullard, if Bullard were to lose and we were to win, we would be tied with them for district.
Right.
Co-district champions, we wouldn't play that off.
We wouldn't play that off. It doesn't make any sense to play it off. It wouldn't solve anything.
Would you cut the net in Palestine if you knew what the game score was, or just cut one of them, or cut part of one?
No, I would not. I'll be just satisfied beating Madisonville over there.
Yeah.
And you were just trying to avoid Silsby in that first round.
Yeah. Well, that's the deal. We would need help for a championship, but what it boils down to: beat Madisonville, number 1 seed, lose to Madisonville, number 2 seed.
That's correct.
Even though we'd have the same record, they would have swept us.
Right. That's correct.
Okay.
That's correct.
Silsby's a lot bigger than us, enrollment-wise, and they're going small school.
They're a small school.
There must be some schools in that district that are
A lot
pushing
larger
for
than
it.
them. Right. So, it is what it is. We just, whoever steps on the court, we just got to go and play. I thought we played well against Silsby
Yes.
the second, third, and fourth quarter, but
Right.
that first quarter it got away from us. But
Right.
the kids was talking about after we lost that game that we need to see them again. We need to see them again. But
I would love to see them again, preferably not in the first round. But
and that's what I said.
Yeah.
Not the first round, but
Right.
if it is, it is. So
Yeah.
we'll just go after it and try to do what we can do.
if not Silsby, then who? Most
Bridge
likely.
City.
Okay.
Bridge City.
And Bridge City's a big old. James Conway went to Bridge City after he left center, and that was a big raise.
Mm-hmm.
He was going to a big school, and they're going to meet us in small school 4A playoff.
They will.
Who are the big school teams out of that district? If Bridge City is
So I think Vider's the biggest school in that area, in that district.
Fighters, I'd like to see their population sign now.
Right.
For most of my life, it wasn't. I don't think it was bigger than center. But
No, I don't think so either.
Okay.
I can't think of the second place big school over there, but Munoz keeps up with all that stuff. He's
Okay.
a mathematician.
Yes,
so
we
he
say
got
Munoz
all
has
that
probably got
stuff.
some kind of formula.
He
Yeah.
does.
He's
He
got a
does.
chart.
But it's Beaumont area
Yeah.
schools that are not in Beaumont proper, and Port Arthur's too big to be a 4A school. But they have Port Arthur High School, one school. Those schools like Vider and Lumberton.
But you got Lumberton and you got LCM in that district,
Yeah.
and Silsby and West Orange Stark and all
Yeah.
those type of schools over there.
West Orange Stark would probably be big school, I'm guessing, but I don't know that.
I think we wanted them to get in. They may be smaller because we wanted them to get in. Because if they got in, then Silsby would have gone up to big school.
Pushed them up.
But
Okay.
that didn't happen. But we just got to take care of who we play.
I have a question that's kind of hypothetical, but we're probably not going to go big school this year or next year. It's possible, but how much more difficult is the first 3 rounds in the big school bracket than the first 3 rounds in the small school?
Well, Coach Munoz and Coach Cloud and I talked about that today, and the big school bracket is, I think it's not as good as the small school bracket, and that's across the state. Seems like to me, the bigger schools are not the smaller 4A schools are the better schools.
In almost all the regions?
Yes,
Huh.
yes. So,
Well, doggone.
well,
But we know that changes when you get to regional, and we have those Houston schools waiting for us.
well, we'll see those Houston schools the second round now. So, we may see, I think we'll be looking at, the third round, we'll be looking at Houston, Washington, and Houston Yates, I believe. So
In small
I don't know.
school?
Yes, I don't know how big those schools are, but, all of them in that HISD district, and, one may have 1,100, one may have 900, and the 900 team may get in. 900 student population may get in as a small school. So, but
That's the whole point of this, is to
try to avoid those bigger 4A schools.
right. And even if they're 1,100 people, they're drawing from a bigger pool.
Mm-hmm.
You're not telling me that just happens to be how many students there are in a little circle of youth. It happens to be.
They come from all over
You're
Houston to
darn
go
right.
to that school.
Well, that makes me sad, Coach. That's brought me down some.
Well, we just got to go play. They can only put 5 on the court at one time, and we just have to get after it. We've been, I try to play teams like that to get prepared for those teams.
You do.
But and it's gonna be a good
Be a good
playoff.
tournament. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
Well, this is our final segment where we say goodbye to you. So before we go, talk a little bit about your idea of including the little dribblers Friday night.
Oh, it was just senior night, and I wanted to do something special for those seniors, and we hadn't done anything really with the little dribblers, and I just talked to Coach Cloud and Coach Munoz. I said, how about if we invite the little dribblers out and run out with the boys and just have a grand old time? And they were like, oh, that's a great idea. But I didn't think that many were going to show up.
No.
Man, they all teams in Shelby County was there, and I'm looking, and they coming out of the tunnel, and I'm looking, they coming, they steady coming. And we trying to get ready to warm up, but I'm saying, hold up, wait a minute. And we still got little dribblers coming out, but it was a great time.
It kind of looked like when the barn's on fire and the mice are coming out from under the barn. They just keep coming. It was impressive. I didn't know we had that many little
I
dribblers.
didn't either, but, they came out, and we had a good time.
I
hope they enjoyed it.
I wasn't in the building. I was monitoring what you were doing and participating via the magic of television and live streaming. But how loud was it? Was it a whole lot louder and more festive environment than it is normally?
It was a lot louder, I thought.
Yeah.
And, there was music playing and smoke going and lights blinking on and off, and kids enjoyed it. And, after it was over, I'm trying to get kids off the court, and they running through Hudson's warm-up line, and kids dancing on the floor because the music's blaring, and they had a great time.
That's good.
That was good. The boys really enjoyed it.
And I like that. I like all the lights and all. I mean,
well, that's Jesse and his staff, and we appreciate him for doing all that.
But that's your chance to make to do something big and make an impression. And I'm glad that we're moving in that direction.
Right.
As an old theater teacher, that stuff, I like that.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Coach. Shires and I will see you tomorrow.
All right.
Yes.
Be careful coming over and
And
going after the victor.
that's it. And hopefully we're going to celebrate all the way home with that number 1 seeding going into the playoffs, which will begin first
That's
game.
It'd be if we end up playing Sealsville, it's going to be Monday the 17th at Lufkin High School. If we end up playing Bridge City, it's going to be Tuesday the 18th, and we're trying to nail down Livingston High School.
Okay.
That's about 145, hour and 45 minutes of both of us.
Why has it got to be Monday if it's still?
Well, that's what Joe over there likes, and we flipped the coin. I lost the flip, and then he likes to get Monday so he can go watch the team he's going to play on Tuesday.
But could you call him and tell him that I don't think I can make it because I got class, and I mean that'll probably change his mind.
Oh, I may have to do that then.
Yeah.
Because I like playing on Tuesday too.
Well, don't tell him that.
Oh, okay.
Just tell him I
Well,
can't.
it's going to be a moot point. We're going to be playing on
There you go.
Tuesday.
We're going to be
Well, that's
playing
true.
on Tuesday.
That's true. That's all got to do is win. And
Yep.
We'll take care of that. Well, Coach, thank you for your time as always. When we come back to the pizzeria, we will wrap things up and tell you how you can follow and what you can follow on NetSN this week, and on the National Federation of High Schools this week. So stick around. We'll wrap it up after this. Rough Rider basketball sponsors include Abundant Love Ministries. Come worship with us. Fast Tax Service. Get your taxes done fast. Bird Forestry, your forest, their focus. Tomlin Insurance, your progressive insurance dealer. And Andrews Construction. See what Ricky can do with your kitchen or your bathroom. These sponsors are proud of the Rough Riders and Lady Riders. Bird Forestry is the landowner's company. Maybe you have 60 acres you'd like to harvest. You call the birds. If you have twice that much that you'd like to seed, make the same contact. Or maybe you have 1,000 acres you need managed. Whatever the case, it's your forest, the bird's focus. Bird Forestry in Shelby County. So you know about Tomlin Insurance Store and the services that Matt, Mallory, and Gracie provide.
Yep, they're fine people.
Yeah, but you need to focus on the services. Life, home, and auto, but also farm.
Tractors and ATVs.
And recreation.
Motorcycles and boats and golf carts and snowmobiles if you're Looney Tune crazy.
And they work with the nationally known Progressive brand. I guess you know those folks.
Looney Tune crazy.
It's okay. Your folks are Matt and Mallory Snyder at Tomlin Insurance Store. Abundant Love Ministries is a place for everyone to worship. If you've ever been to Abundant Love Ministries, you know that Pastor Marlon Cloudy is unlike anybody else. The music, uplifting. And right next door to the church, their life center is unparalleled. A great place to worship, Abundant Love Ministries.
Everybody, welcome back. It's the Rick Meeks Show, live here at the pizzeria, brought to you by Sabine State Bank. And now let's to our final segment.
First of all, before we start it, thank you to JBI Insurance for all of the years that you have supported the Rough Riders through this broadcast. Same way with Mooney's Emporium. Today's Monday. Valentine's Day is Friday. Keep that in mind.
Right.
Rough Rider Oil and Lube, keeping your Rough Riders vehicles on the road so you can make it to places like Madisonville for the game. And the Forge, where you get strong enough and big enough and in shape enough to play basketball with your kids or even your grandkids. On the square, it's the Forge. Okay, Larry's not with us tonight. He is currently finished with a Tenaha versus Joaquin, the final district game of that district. And then I believe it was the Douglas Lady Indians versus the Linden Kildare Lady Tigers. It's still going on. He's probably just finished halftime. So when you click off of here, you can go click on to him and see the end of that playoff game. But where does he go after tonight? Do you remember?
I think it depends. I don't know that he knows.
He was going to do the center game that was coming here, but he changed his mind. He's going to Panola tomorrow, I think. But it's the girls' playoff game, and I don't remember which team it is. But there's girls' playoffs on our sister station, I guess. You know, you click here for the Rough Riders home finale. But if you're already hungry for playoff girls basketball, Larry will bring it, and I'm sure there are other games too along the Edison network. As far as you and I, we're gonna go to Madisonville. Then what? What awaits us in our Rough Rider fan bus?
It sounds like either Lufkin Monday or Livingston Tuesday.
Okay. And as far as Valentine's Day goes, the Rough Riders are off, and I think you and I are going to take off too.
Yes, we're going to celebrate Valentine's Day.
Yes. I'm going to enjoy giving Kathy her Valentine's gift that I got from Mooney's Emporium. I hadn't gotten it yet, though.
Yeah. They got all kinds of stuff in there.
All right. Well, there you go. That's the Rick Meeks Show with a little bit of Rick Meeks and a lot of Hiram Harrison. Be sure and tune in tomorrow for either playoff basketball or the Rough Riders. I think the tip-off is at 6:15.
I believe that's right, 6:15.
So we'll try to be on the air right around 6:15, maybe a little bit before for the Wright Chrysler Dodge Jeep pregame show. Until then, we hope your whole day tomorrow is nothing but net.
The proceeding was a presentation of Watlington, Shires, and Pierce Productions. We hope you have an awesome and blessed night. God bless America, God bless our troops, and God bless each and every one of you.